Hello everyone and welcome back to my art channel. I had a great question a while back from one of my viewers, which is asking me to do a video on which pairs of complementary colors work best for creating neutrals. And I'm sure you're all familiar with the color wheel, which you can see here on the screen. And complementary colors are basically colors that are opposite each other, directly opposite each other on the color wheel. And theoretically, in a perfect mixing world, when you mix those together, you'd get either perfectly neutral black or perfectly neutral gray. But because of the way pigments work, it doesn't really work that way in the real world, because no pigment is a perfect mixing pigment. So I thought we'd actually create some mixtures with the three common pairs of complementary colors here today to see what we get and which one works best for creating neutrals. And then I'll show you my actual favorite for creating neutrals. So over here we have, I'll just go through the colors quickly. The pairs of complementary colors are yellow and violet, orange and blue, and red and green. Now over here I have cadmium yellow light and dioxazine violet, ultramarine blue and cadmium orange, and pyrrole red and phthalo green. So let's mix these together and see what we get. And there's a little portion of white next to each one. So this is the violet and yellow. We'll start with that. And you'll see a lot of times what happens is these mixtures tend to have a tendency to either go greenish or brownish rather than gray. And like you can see, this mixture of violet and yellow is pretty brown. So that makes almost like a raw sienna kind of color when you mix it together. And if you want to lighten it up so you can get a good idea of what it looks like when it's lightened with white. See, it's kind of a tan color. It's not really gray. It does definitely neutralize it, and that's what you would refer to as a broken color, because it's not, I mean, it definitely has chroma to it. It's a color. It's not neutral gray. So colors like that can be very, very useful. But if you want something that's really, really neutral, that's probably not the best option. And you can see, well, I'll just mix this out, the purple out. Because the purple's so dark, it's hard to see the color. If I mix it with some white, you can see that dioxazine is a pretty intense violet color. Okay, so now moving on to the blue and orange. I know from experience that mixing these two colors, we're going to get green. A greenish color. I'm trying to get it as 50-50 as possible. So again, now you're noticing you're getting kind of a greenish. I mean, it's brown, but it's also greenish too, because of the blue that's in it. So again, while it's toning down the colors and making them neutralize, you're not getting gray. You're getting a color that has a definite chroma to it, which is kind of a brownish tan again. And it's almost just like a slightly more warmer version of this color over here. So let's move on to the red and green. So now this one you're going to get kind of more of a little bit more of a neutral color. Mix that with some white. So far as you can see, the red and green are actually the ones that are the closest to a neutral. Although I can see this is slightly reddish or violety-ish looking, so it isn't, which is actually good, because you probably don't want to use perfectly neutral gray in your paintings unless in certain instances where it's called for, because it's really not that interesting looking. It's better to have neutrals and grays that have a little bit of color to them, or a little, undertone to them that makes them more interesting. Now, my favorite, and these technically are complements, even though they're not highly saturated chromatic colors. My favorite two complementary colors for mixing neutrals is burnt sienna and ultramarine. So I'm going to show you that right now. Because what this actually is an orange and a blue. Because technically burnt sienna is orange, it's just a very dark neutral orange. And that neutrality gives it the mixture more of a neutral color. And the good thing about this is that you can kind of push it either way to be cooler or warmer. And because both colors are transparent, burnt sienna is transparent and ultramarine's transparent. If you don't want to use black on your palette from the tube, but you want to make a black, that makes a terrific black. So then when you mix it with white, you can see, if you tone it down more with the blue, that makes a really beautiful range of grays that you can push either toward warm or cool. This is a wonderful mixture for painting colorless metals like silver or pewter. It's wonderful for painting overcast or stormy, cloudy days, things like that. So that's my favorite complementary pair, is burnt sienna and ultramarine. But that should give you an idea of your three basic mixtures that you get from mixing complementary colors and the type of neutrals that they will give you. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and click on that subscribe button so you won't miss the next video. And why not spread the joy? Be sure to share my videos on your favorite social media. Don't forget to head on over to my website, walcottfineart.com, where you can see my art, read my blog, or when you join my newsletter list, you can win free art. Every month, I'll choose a lucky winner from my email list, and that person will receive a mini original oil painting. There's a chance to win every month, so be sure to sign up today so you don't miss out. Plus, you'll get my fun newsletter. See you next time!